ladies! I'm sure you've heard the saying before that you create your own happiness. The same thing goes for motivation. You can't sit around and wait for that inspiring moment and that motivation to appear before you start doing something about it. You have to create your own motivation. That's why I wanted to come on today and just debunk a few motivation myths for you today and give you some actual productive tips that you can use to help you create your own motivation. But before I get into it, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Strempel, and I help moms get fit and feel fabulous so that you can show your whole world just how awesome you are. If it's your first time watching me, pop a 1 in the comments below, and pop a 2 in the comments below if you're catching the replay, and let me know where you're tuning in from. I absolutely love to travel, so I'd love to see the flag emoji of where you're watching from in the comments below. So let's get started. I'm sure everyone knows that just having the desire to want to accomplish something is not enough. You have to feel motivated and be motivated in order to take action. And that is why we say things like, I'm just not motivated enough, or I wish I had the motivation I needed to do X, Y, and Z. Before I go into debunking some of the motivation myths, I wanted to share with you the 3 stages of motivation. The first stage is the activation stage, and that is where you've actually made the decision that you want to accomplish something. So in today's video, as with most of my videos, the example I will use is helping you lose the pregnancy weight, or the desire to want to lose the pregnancy weight and feel more like yourself again, because that is exactly what I help moms do. So in the activation phase, that would mean that you made the decision that you want to do this now. And that first stage is usually where the inspiration and your motivation is at an all-time high, because you want to do this thing, you've decided you want to do it, and you're going to start taking action. And that motivates you to initially start. The second phase is the persistence phase, or perseverance phase. And that is continuing the journey towards achieving your desired outcome despite any obstacles that may arise. The third phase is intensity, and that is, you need that phase because it takes focus and commitment to achieve your desired outcome, because losing the pregnancy weight and feeling more like yourself again is not a success that's going to happen overnight. And the reason I wanted to share these 3 phases is because you could be using some tactics at the moment that you feel just aren't working, and maybe it's not working because you're in a different phase or a different stage of motivation at the moment, and that could be exactly why you feel like your motivation is low. You could actually be doing yourself a disservice by using those motivation tactics. So let me go into debunking. I'm going to debunk 3 motivation myths for you. The first one I kind of touched upon in the beginning of my live, and that is the myth that you need to wait for the inspiration or the motivation to strike before you do anything about it. And you know, there are times where you do feel more highly motivated and more inspired to do things. And like I said, that's usually in stage 1, where you've just made the decision to do something. And that is why your motivation levels are so high. And then you'll reach a low moment and feel like you're just waiting for that feeling to come back before you carry on with the journey. But that is not what you should be doing. That is now the part where you need to start creating your own motivation. The second myth I want to debunk is visualizing your success. Yes, this is an effective tool, but it is an effective tool before you even get to the activation phase of motivation. So visualizing yourself fitting back into your pre-pregnancy jeans and feeling confident and sexy and fantastic is a great strategy to use to help you find that initial motivation. But once you have that initial motivation, if you carry on using that tactic, you could in fact be lowering your motivation because, like I said, success doesn't happen overnight. And you're not just going to magically wake up one day and be fitting back into your pre-pregnancy jeans and feeling like yourself again. It's a journey, it's a process, it's a transformation, and it's going to take time. So, in fact, if you just keep visualizing the outcome, then that could be lowering your motivation and actually taking a knock to your confidence because you keep visualizing yourself doing this thing, but you're not there yet. It's a little bit depressing. So in fact, what you should be doing is rather visualizing all the individual steps that it takes to help you get there. So instead of visualizing yourself fitting into your pre-pregnancy jeans, this is now the stage where the perseverance kicks in. You need to start visualizing each individual step. So for example, visualizing yourself eating healthier, visualizing yourself exercising. The third myth I want to debunk is writing down your goals equals success. So there are a lot of motivational speakers out there that say write down your goal. Okay, yes, that's great, but that's not going to help you achieve your goal. It's going to remind you that that's what you want to do, but you still need to take action on it. So instead of writing down the end game goal, rather write down the small goals that you need to achieve to help you get there. And you know, it is true that some people intrinsically are more motivated to do a specific task, and that is just because that task actually makes them feel happy. They enjoy exercising, they enjoy eating healthy, so that's why they appear to have more motivation than you. If you're not that person, that's okay. You can still be successful, you just have to create your own motivation. So in summary, I wanted to provide you with 4 tips that will help you to start creating your own motivation today. The first tip is to plan ahead. Create a plan of action for how you're going to achieve your goal. What does that look like for you? What are the small steps that you need to take to help you lose the pregnancy weight and feel more like yourself again? Step 2 is to think about all the challenges that you're going to be faced with. Know what challenges you're going to be faced with. Know what excuses you're going to use. This comes down to knowing yourself and being honest with yourself, and write all of them down and come up with solutions, or like, what are you going to do when those challenges arise to face them so that you can persevere. The third one is to, as I mentioned above in the visualization technique, is to visualize each individual step. So visualize what it looks like when you're eating healthy. How do you feel? What foods are you eating? Visualize you exercising. What type of exercise are you going to do to help you get there? What type of movement are you going to do to help you get there? And the last step is probably the most important step, and that is to focus on the journey, not the outcome. So yes, you really desire to fit back into your pre-pregnancy clothes. You really desire to feel like yourself again. But if you just focus on that, you could be doing yourself a disservice. You need to focus on the journey and also love yourself on that journey. Remind yourself that you're human, that you will have excuses, that you will be faced with challenges. And it's okay. You will fall off the bandwagon. And it's okay. It's all about the journey, the transformation to help you get there. And motivation is 100% a key factor in whether or not you will be successful at achieving any goal. And in this case, we're talking about losing the pregnancy weight and feeling like yourself again. And that is exactly why it's the first step in my proven 4-step makeover method that I use to help my clients lose the pregnancy weight and feel like themselves again. So if you're feeling unhappy, unmotivated, or like you're stuck on your journey at the moment, and you absolutely have a desire, you know you are committed to losing the pregnancy weight and feeling like yourself again, I would love to help you. book your Mom Boss strategy call today. I will leave a link in the comments below after this live, and book your call. Let's get on a call. I would love to help you stop feeling like a mom bee and start feeling like a mom boss. On the call, I will share with you my makeover method and help you take those first steps towards losing the pregnancy weight and feeling more like yourself again in the next 30 to 90 days. I really look forward to chatting to you. Remember, I'm going to pop a link in the comments below, so that is where you can go to book your call. And until next time, Mama, take care of yourself. Bye.